Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Man in the Shed podcast. Massively sorry that it's been a month since I've done one of these, and there's been a number of reasons: work, life, family. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't really have much to say. I thought that nobody needed to hear my voices and my ramblings, and it wasn't until this week I had 4 people who I've not seen in a month reach out to me and say, "We found your podcast, we love it, it's really good, blah blah blah, blah and all that." But I've just decided that, you know what, now's the time maybe to come back and do a little bit. So I've just got Lukey popping in to say hello, but he doesn't want to because he's camera shy, even though this is the kid that gets up on stage when he's on holiday and sings songs and blasts them out, and away he goes. So I'm back, and I am gonna do everything in my power to make sure that this is going to be a regular thing, because I've forgotten what it's like to be able to talk and just have a conversation with me, my TV screen, and you guys out there. So a massive thank you to all of you guys who have reached out and who continue to reach out. Before we get started, I just want to go on a bit of the reason why we started this podcast obviously was for mental health, and to basically say that it's okay to not feel okay. It's okay not to be 100%, and it's hit me hard quite recently actually with life and with the cost of everything going up, and I know what people are going to say, that petrol isn't as high as it was and stuff like that, but what hit me hard was I went into Tesco's to get the 3 for £5 meals, and they were 3 for £7.50, and I was just like, that it's mental. But do you know what, life goes on. We have to keep being there for each other, we have to keep being there for ourselves as well, because if we don't take care of ourselves, then what's the point? So there we go, that was my little bit. There's no answer to it, is there? Do you know what I mean? We get governed by people who are lazy, who are rich, who are entitled, who think that it's okay for them to do what they do, and we, no matter what we say, no matter what opinions we have, whether we vote in Labour, Lib Dems, the raving loony party, it's all going to be the same, unfortunately, people. And I think that's why we, as a human race, need to take accountability for everything that we do. So there we go. Big up Tim Berrington. You know, I mean, FCK Couture. Yeah, my man. With the garms, with the clothes, with the hoodie. You know what I mean? Representing like Robin Hood. I know it's a battle, my man. I know it's a battle, and I know it's stressful, and I know it's hard at the moment. But you just got to keep striving, man. You know what I mean? You just go back to Dory. You know what I mean? Go back to just keep swimming, because that's all we can do in life. That is all we can do in life, is just keep swimming, just keep trying to move forward, trying to every single day be a slightly better you. And that could be getting up 5 minutes earlier. That could be brushing your teeth twice a day rather than once a day. That could be eating 5 bits of fruit and veg a day. You know what I mean? Just let's set the bar low so we can become better as what we are. So I wanna go on today to talk about investment and investing in us as people and investing in you. And I have been going on at my kids a little bit with reference to looking after themselves and taking a bit more care and a bit more pride about the way that they conduct themselves, and I wanted to highlight to them that the more you put into anything is the more that you're going to get out. And I know I've spoken about this, our old head teacher, the story that he used to love saying at the start of the year and the end of the year: the more that you put in, the more that you're going to get out of it. And a lot of things popping up on my social media channels with reference to, you do these next 10 things for the next 6 months and invest in yourself, and I thought it was all BS. I thought it was rubbish, and then I started to actually look a bit more into it with reference to that investment in me, that investment in what I can do, and it's going to be hard, and it's going to be tough, and it's going to be big. Rubbish. It isn't. And I've picked out, how many have I picked out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've picked out 8 out of the 10 that I think that I'm going to start looking at and really focusing on and really investing. And this can be for anyone from 80 down to 8, 9, because I think if you start doing this sort of stuff, then I think that you will hopefully be a better you, and I hope that the outlook on life will be better for you as well. So let's start with the very, very first one. Wake up early. I'm an early bird. I was a postman for many years, worked up at Gatwick, and you get used to getting up at 4 o'clock and going to work, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people that don't. And the health benefits for me, again, this is me. This isn't me being a doctor. This isn't me reading stuff. For me, getting up early, I'm alive for longer. You know what I mean? I am more alive because I am awake. It's simple maths. I mean, if you're getting someone who's going to bed at 10 and getting up at 8, and I'm going to bed at 10 and I'm getting up at 6, and I do that for my entire life, I'm getting 2 more hours of living every single day over that person. So that's me. But I love getting up early anyway, because it means I'm awake. I'm attacking the day early doors. And I used to get up and go to the gym. Now I've totally lost my mojo going to the gym. Honest, and as you can tell, the people that are watching us on YouTube, you know what I mean. I've got a few more chins down here, I think. But by me getting up early, it starts my day before other people have even got up. It's that simple. If I'm up at 5:30 and I'm at the gym at 6, you know what I mean. I'm ahead of the curve. So by the time I'm getting in at 7, I've done a workout, you know what I mean, I've burnt my energy off, I've got my body going, I've got the blood pumping from my body, I've got my mind active. So just getting up early and just getting it done, 100%, number one, get up early if you can. And I think the flip side of that as well is go to bed at a reasonable time. You know what I mean, don't be going to bed 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning expecting to get up at 6 and be fully functional. You know what I mean, you need to look after yourself with sleep. You need to really focus on what you're going to be doing and how you're going to be recovering from football, from life, from the days, from looking after kids at summer. That's why I think if you can go to bed a little bit earlier, brilliant. If you can get your 8 hours kip, even better. But wake up early, you know what I mean? Start the day afresh. Start the day before your friends have even started the day, even thought about starting the day. That's number one for me. Number 2, and now this is... I'm 42, you go back 20 years, 30 years, and it wasn't called journaling, you know what I mean? It just wasn't. It was writing a diary, and before you go to bed, writing it down, and they've said about journaling before bed, and I think that's brilliant, because as I've said on this podcast before, you actually writing stuff down, it's good, it's therapeutic for your mind. So you actually write down your thoughts, your fears, what you want to accomplish, what you have accomplished, and stuff like that, and follow that pattern. Again, this is just me. This is the things that I'm going to implement in my life, I think. And get a book. It doesn't need to be a journal. Just get a book. Go to WH Smith's, get a £2 book. You know, it doesn't need to be anything massive. It doesn't need to be anything super sexy. But write down and follow a structure. And I say about this a lot. Be accountable for it. So if you say, right, every day, I'm not going to go to the gym because I can't afford the 40, 50, 60, 70 quid. But do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up and I'm going to run around the block. How long's that taking me? 15 minutes. Brilliant. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to do 20 press-ups, 20 sit-ups, you know what I mean? Star jumps. Do it. Be accountable for that. Because you write that down, and then over the course of the week, you look at, actually, you've been out for 7 runs. You've done, over the course of the week, you know what I mean, you might have done 400 press-ups, 400 sit-ups, 400 squats. That over the course of a week, that over a course of a month, that over a course of a quarter, that over the course of a year, that will have a massive impact on you as a person. That will have a massive impact on the way that your life is, and it will have a massive impact on your future, because making them small changes now you don't know what that future is going to look like for you. You don't know if you're going to be powerful, strong. But if you start making them changes, then, and they're only small, they're only tiny, but you journal them down and you write them down, you'll see that you're running around the block. You're doing it 2 times in 15 minutes. You know what I mean? You're not doing it once in 15 minutes. You're doing 100 press ups a day rather than 10 press ups a day. But you have to start somewhere, and you have to be accountable and journaling it down, as well as your hopes, your fears, your dreams, you know, things that you want to do, things that you want to accomplish. Tracy has it with me. We have a vision board, and why wouldn't you want to have a vision board of being a better you, being a happier you, going on holidays, having the car? It's something to aspire to. But writing down and journaling everything that you want to do, in my eyes, I think that's a really clever, sensible, safe thing to do. Yeah, number 2. Number 3, learn a new skill. Massively important. I think this is, from the ages of 5 until I think it's 18 now, 5 to 18, we're learning. You get to 18, you go into work, and that's it, you're done. You get first aid courses and stuff like that, and if you're lucky enough, you go to university and you continue to learn. But you don't really know, in my head, you don't really know what you want to be. And I look at it now, and I'm looking at what I do now, and I'm saying, do you know what, I wish that somebody would have grabbed me and gone, right, marketing, get into marketing now, do your marketing qualifications. And as marketing has developed and evolved and everything like that, you pick up the social media, you do that, you know, and you pick up how to create a video, you do that. You pick up how to maximise exposure over TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever, you know what I mean? MySpace for them old people that are out there. But that way you're always learning. And I think for me, I've noticed since redoing my FA coaching badges, there is so much out there that you can learn, and it will be of a massive benefit to you, and not just to you, do you know what I mean, but for the kids that I'm coaching, it's going to be of a massive benefit to them, and also for me, it keeps my mind active, and I very much doubt we'll ever get to the age where we can retire with the way that the government keep screwing us over. But if you get to that age where you can retire, and you then stop conversing with people, you stop going out, you stop learning new skills, what happens to that up there, the noggin? Gets in the grey, and then you spiral, you're gone. And I'm not saying that's the same for everyone, but that's what happens. So look at what you want to do, look at what you want to achieve. And even for the boys and girls who are listening to this podcast, because I know there are some people out there that are listening to this, some of these youngsters, there's nothing wrong with you doing a bit now either. You know what I mean? If you know you want to get into marketing, Daniel had a really good careers day, and one of the parents, I'll give him a shout out, Tyson, how we doing, pal? He creates video marketing campaigns and gets involved in that, and does it for a lot of sport. So he's like, yeah, I work with Messi and all that malarkey. And of course, Daniel's ears pricked up because it's football and it's work and all that lot. And I said to Daniel, right, we'll get into it then. You know, if that's what you want to do, speak to him. You know, and reach out to him and go, if you ever need anyone on a shoot, I'll gladly come and help and all that lot. And fingers crossed, we can get him on to do something. But for the first time ever, Daniel's gone, that's what I want to do. So me now as a parent, I can say, right, well, let's have a look at what we can do, how we can educate you into making sure that when you finish college and you finish university and you finish playing professional football across the globe, you can then get into marketing. Why not? So learn a new skill. Don't be afraid to take yourself out of a comfort zone. One of the big things I think is languages. And I hated French. Bonjour, comment ça va? Ah, oui, oui. Yeah, I speak French now because I lived in Paris for a number of years, and I played football with Zidane and Desailly and David Ginola. That's as close as my French gets. But I think in this day and age, you opening up and actually learning language, I think that will be benefited. And I think that I don't think I could now learn the language, but never say never. You know what I mean? Oui. So yeah, number 3, learn a new skill. Number 4, big one for me, and it doesn't look like it, but it is exercise. Exercise is key to keeping that clean. So I've put down exercise for 60 minutes a day. I get up at 5, I'm at the gym for 6, I've exercised for an hour, I'm done, that's tick. So I've done get up early, 1 tick, I've done exercise for an hour, another tick, bang. And that exercise, it doesn't mean going to the gym, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean doing the squats and all that lot, you know what I mean? It can be anything. Get that heart rate pumping, you know what I mean? Get that blood going through your body, you know what I mean? That is exercise. And it goes on to another one that I've got, so it kind of, there's 2 that you can kill with 1 stone. You know, exercise for 60 minutes a day. Walk in nature. You know, I mean, get out of this. Get out of the shed. Get out of your office. Get out of home. Finish your meal at home, and then say to the kids, right, we're going to go and walk around Tilgate Forest, or we're going to go and have a walk around a park or something. Get into nature, because with the way that the world is going, who knows what's going to actually happen to Mother Nature? You know, I mean, she's annoyed with us all for doing what we've done to the planet. And I think us getting us in and around trees and getting us in and around nature and getting us seeing things grow, that's only going to be good for your mindset. So let's try and exercise for an hour a day, and that can be yoga, that can be Pilates, that can be going for a walk in nature, that can be getting a kettlebell and doing half an hour kettlebell swings, jumping back on Facebook and watching the 150 Facebook live workouts that Stephen the Edge Trussell did during lockdown. You know what I mean? The man was a legend, and he did it, and he got out there, and he was working out, and he was getting us through lockdown. So that content is there online. You don't need to go to the gym anymore. You know what I mean? That content is there. It's free, so utilize it. You know what I mean? Technology is great, and also it's the worst thing in the world. Thank you, Daniel. But it's there, so use it to be a benefit of you. You know what I mean? Technology's given me the opportunity to have a voice. Why wouldn't you want to use it? So exercise for 60 minutes a day. Get that heart pumping, and walk in nature for at least 30 minutes. And I know that's going to be hard for some people, and I get that, but start living, start doing a bit. I'm just trying to think of that saying. It will come to me soon, but anyway, there's a saying that I'm going to throw at you guys, but exercise is key. And there's 3 more now that these are the big ones for me. These are the ones where I'm going to struggle. I'm alright getting up early. I'm alright writing stuff down. I'm going to be alright exercising. I'm going to hopefully be alright walking in nature. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. No TV. No phone, no books. It's almost like just the reset. It's almost just like the reset button. And I've started to try and do it at night time, and I can't do 10 minutes. I do it for 2 or 3 minutes, and I just sit out there and I look out of the bedroom window on the street, and I'm just looking at total darkness. And I can feel my mind, and I can feel my body starting to relax. And I'm thinking, if I can do that for 10 minutes, and I can do a breathing exercise, a Wim Hof breathing exercise for an example, you know what I mean? You start doing the breathing exercises, and it's a form of meditation, it's a form of slowing your body down. We're running even when we're walking, we're running or something, we're always late, or we're always just there, or there's never enough hours in the day to get the washing done, put the washing away, to feed the kids, to do. Take a moment, take 10 minutes out of your day just to stop. Do nothing. Let the world go by. Let the world go by, but you just sit there and you stop for 10 minutes and you appreciate it, and you start to get out of the grey again. You start to calm yourself down again. And you never know what might happen in 10 minutes. You might not be thinking about anything, but something comes into your head and go, there's my idea. There's my side hustle, or this is the reason why I go to work, or this is the reason why I'm doing this. This is the reason why I'm sacrificing my time to do this or that or this or that. And 10 minutes of just sitting there and doing absolutely nothing, it allows your mind, I think, to go to a place where during the day you can't go because we're that busy and we're that stressed. So sit in silence for 10 minutes a day. My next big one, and this is going to be my killer. Read 10 pages of a book a day. I hate reading. Know how important reading is. Not just for, you go back 25 years, we didn't have the internet. You needed to learn something for school. you had to go to the library, you had to get a book and you had to read it and you had to digest it, and you didn't have these influencers trying to influence you and, oh, eat this, drink this shake, you're going to lose a load of weight if you drink this shake. Whereas if you were to get a book and you look at the old school books and the old school Jenny Craig's or Weight Watchers when they were first out, you had to read these books to understand the way that the body worked and the way that the amount of fat that you were eating and the alcohol that you were drinking and the impact that would have on you. You had to go and do it. So reading a book isn't necessarily just about reading a book about fiction or the dinosaurs or aliens coming down. You know what I mean? It can be educational. I mean, you can. Obviously, the books I want to read, they're the old school pop-up books. And I think I could get away with doing 10 pages of those a day. But you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? But I think by reading, not only is it going to be good for your mind, it gives you that time just to sit there and get away from technology, get away from the screen time, get away from everything, but just say, right, 10 pages. I'm going to read 10 pages, and suddenly you're getting through books, and you may read some books that are brilliant, and you may read some books that are absolutely rubbish, but you find new words, and you might find out a little bit about yourself, but also the world that's out there, rather than that little screen that we seem to be fixed on. So read. You know what I mean? Read 10 pages. If you can't do 10, start with 5, and then build it up again. But journal it. Today I read 5, and I took this from a self-help book. Bang. Now I've read 10, and I've taken this from a self-help book. Bang. And the next thing you know, you might really start enjoying reading, and you could go on and read 10, 20, 30, 40 pages, or like my father-in-law used to do, God rest his soul, we'd go on holiday and he'd read 10 books in a week's holiday. I'm like, what? And the last one, which I think is massively key from everyone who has got a phone, who has got an iPad, who has got a TV, limit your screen time. Be accountable for the amount of time that you spend looking at a screen. Because when you're looking down, you're not looking up. And trust me, the world looks a lot better, it looks a lot more beautiful if you're looking up. Yeah? If you're always looking at your phone, you're always looking at a screen, you're never actually looking up and appreciating just how beautiful this world is, how beautiful your children are, how beautiful your partner is, how beautiful your house is. You're always looking at a phone. I guarantee you're going to be thinking, well, my house doesn't look like that, my abs don't look like that, my car doesn't look like that. What's that then doing to you? What's that then doing up to you in the grey? Yeah? So let's review them again. Wake up early. Bang. If you can, do it. Wake up early, but get some good sleep patterns. I mean, get some sleep, because that's your recovery. Journal before bed. Again, I mean, we used to call it a diary. What a diary? Dear diary. Day 44 in the Big Brother house. Why not? Why not? Learn a new skill, and that new skill could be catching, that could be throwing the ball with your right hand, that could be cooking. Doesn't need to be an education thing. It doesn't need to be, I'm going to walk it out with a diploma and no, just learn something new. Learn how to say hello in 7 different languages. Exercise for 60 minutes a day. Exercise is key. Go for a walk around your block. Do squats. When you're brushing your teeth, squatting, lunging. Exercise 60 minutes a day. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. Let me know how you get on with that sitting in silence for 10 minutes and what that does for you up there. Because you stop and you literally just stop. Appreciate, review, reflect, learn. You never know. Walk in nature. Get outside your house, get outside your shed, get outside your office. Find a bit of green and have a walk. Enjoy it, embrace it, love it. Read. Start with 5 pages, start with 2 pages, start reading, start learning. You know what I mean? Combine that with the learning, who knows? And the last one, limit your screen time. Yeah? Limit your screen time, because I guarantee you that screen time is affecting you up there. Okay? It's great to be back. I feel a million times better even just having 25 minutes with you guys today. I hope and trust you all well. I hope and trust that you stay safe, and I hope and trust that you love everything. Okay? Good luck. God bless. I am the man in the shed.